and welcome back to another edition of Running with James. Today we're going to give you our full review of the New Balance Fuelcell Rebel V3. If you're new to the channel, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. About 90% of the people that watch our videos aren't subscribers. So it's a little thing for you guys, so please take a moment. It's a big deal for us. Come run with me. So as usual, we'll start with the upper, get to the midsole, and then talk about the outsole. And by the end of this video, you'll know whether this is something you just have to have or something maybe you should sleep on. All right, so let's start with the upper. Now, the upper is New Balance's engineered knit upper. Now, it has no sew overlays, which basically just means that's a good start for no hot spots, right? So it has a attached on a gusseted tongue. You know how I love a gusseted tongue. Now it's a very thin tongue though, right? So meaning that the tongue itself is very flat. There's no extra padding. It's very minimalistic. So it adds to, I guess, the concept of it makes it lighter, right? So on this shoe, you can definitely tell that what their goal was, they were trying to make this a very light daily trainer, and I feel like they've accomplished it. You got plenty of room in the toe box, meaning that those little those toes can splay around and move really, really well. So even if you have a wider foot, maybe you're not technically a wide, then you're gonna have plenty of room no matter what. Now, this shoe does also come in a wide. That's a really good thing about New Balance is, you know, if you have a wider or extra wide foot, a lot of times they'll put these, they'll have a wide option in it. Now, it is pretty cool. So like today is a super hot day, very humid. It's gross, it's crazy. It's December 3rd and it feels like it is the summertime, right? So, and it's early morning. So very humid, but the shoe is nice and cool, plenty of breathability overall. Now, had no hot spots, has a, not really a, like a cupped heel, but it does have a substantial heel collar. So it's, it doesn't have any, it doesn't flop down or anything like that. And it offers plenty of lock-in protection for your heel. And then it's got that little scoop thing in the back, I guess to help protect your Achilles or whatever it may be. So for us, I really dig the upper of the shoe. It's very comfortable, it's breathable, it's got the gusseted tongue, so thumbs up on that New Balance upper. So let's talk about the midsole. Now, I don't know how many times I've got to say it, but I'm gonna keep saying it. The midsole is where the magic happens. If it doesn't have a good midsole, what's the point, right? So New Balance is using their Fuelcell foam, which is just a nitrogen infused TPU foam. So it's kind of similar to like the Hyperburst from Skechers. Not as bouncy as say the Zoom X foam or even the Hyperburst. I would say the Hyperburst is probably a little bouncier, so is the Zoom X. But it does have plenty of bounce and plenty of rebound. It is not sloppy whatsoever, so it has a good chunk. So it's like 27.5 millimeters in the heel and 21.5 millimeters in the forefoot, so giving us a 6 millimeter drop. Really enjoy that drop. It's not too drastic and it's not too flat. So very bouncy, very springy. So I feel like this is definitely a foam where if you wanted to, you could pick up the pace. And unlike say the Fuelcell Rebel V1, definitely you can put on the miles. So they definitely increased the stack height, even from the V2. Big fan of the V2, but the stack height in it is a little bit higher. So what that means basically is you can still go fast, but if you want to put in those long miles, if you want to do a longer run, so like right now today, doing like a 14-mile run, no issues, no problems, legs feel good. And that coupled with the lightness of the shoe really makes for a really nice wear. So it's bouncy, pick up the pace, go slower. So either way, I think it's probably, when you think of a daily trainer, it's the right foam, the right stack for a really good overall daily trainer. So thumbs up on that midsole. So let's get into the outsole. Now the outsole is New Balance's endurance rubber. Now it's got plenty of coverage. Like a lot of most of these shoes nowadays, they're making that rubber strategically placed to cut down on weight. It's in all the right places, good coverage. So it really protects that foam, that Fuelcell foam. So you should get a good amount of wear. I have about 80 miles on the shoe right now. And for the most part, the shoe, I've done a really good job of keeping it clean. The shoe looks pretty much brand new still. So even though it's only 80 miles, still, if it keeps wearing the way it is, I feel like you probably get a good 300, maybe even 400 miles, depending on how you rotate the shoes out and what kind of surfaces you run on. So I've ran on gravel, ran on concrete, asphalt, grass, when we're doing like OCR class, things like that. And it gets pretty good grip. It does kind of struggle a little bit on wetter surfaces. So like the concrete was wet this morning when we started our run in the dark, and a little bit of slippage. So if you're trying to go around a corner super fast and it might be wet, you might want to kind of watch it a little bit. So it works for the most part, especially on dry terrain, but can get a little bit slippery when wet, right? So I guess half thumbs up for the outsole. Runner coming through. Runner on your left. All right, guys, so what is our verdict for the Fuelcell New Balance Rebel V3? So the upper is light, it's airy, it's breathable, it's comfortable, no hot spots whatsoever, no ankle slippage, and it's got an attached tongue. So love the upper. The midsole is bouncy, it's cush, it's comfortable. You can go faster, you can do the long miles, pretty much anything you want to do. Great for a daily trainer. The outsole, the rubber is okay, plenty of coverage, so you're gonna get a lot of wear out of it, a little slippery when wet. But other than that, it works. And so the package together comes in, for, I think for a ladies, like around 6.5 ounces. For a men's, size 9, it's right about 8.5 ounces. So 8.4 ounces. So the weight makes it great. So overall, I think this is a great daily trainer that you can put tons of miles in, a ton of runs in. This is the type of shoe where if you only had one shoe, this could be the shoe that you could put all your miles on, and you wouldn't need to have 3 or 4 different styles of shoe. So for us, the New Balance Fuelcell Rebel V3, it's a must-have. Okay, guys. So thanks for coming in today, guys. Make sure if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, share. Always helps the channel out. And then be sure to check out our podcast. New episode every single week. We have a ton of fun. Myself, Rocky, Lauren. Like it, subscribe it, 5-star it, right? And it's the end of the year, guys. So a lot of fun, exciting stuff coming on. Not just shoe reviews, but we've got the annual runnies coming up. You'll know our favorite shoes of the year. I heard Grinch is on his way with his new music video. It's gonna drop. It's gonna go triple uranium. What? Grinch original. So be on the lookout, guys. So once again, thanks for coming in. Thumbs up. Remember, change your mind and change your life.